Pop Culture Presentation by Sophia Rhodes. Stella McCartney was born in London to a family of creators who were legendary in public but ordinary at home. Raised in both the city and the English countryside, she was kept grounded by her late mother and muse, Linda, a photographer, vegetarian, and animal rights activist whose values and innate appreciation for beauty continue to inspire her today. Stella McCartney graduated from Central St. Martin's in 1995, becoming immediately recognizable for her womenswear sharp tailoring, bold aesthetics, and masculine energy. By 1997, she was appointed the creative director of Chloe in Paris and led the house to critical and commercial success. In 2001, Stella McCartney launched her eponymous luxury fashion house and showed her first collection in Paris that October. A lifelong vegetarian, she has never used leather, feathers, skin, or fur in any of her designs since day one, a revolutionary stance then and now. Since those first seeds were planted, the brand has continued to grow its sustainability through material and supply chain innovation, partnerships, and more. Other key highlights for the brand include launching the Stella fragrance in 2003, the ongoing Adidas by Stella McCartney athletic wear partnership in September 2004, and the first lingerie collection in 2008. In winter 2009, the iconic Falabella bag was introduced. Distinguished by a braided chain detail, the vegan accessory is now one of the fashion house's best-selling items. Stella Kids was also launched that year, and the sustainable fashion house additionally expanded into eco-friendly eyewear in 2011. Stella was also appointed Team Great Britain's creative director for the 2012 London Summer Games by Adidas, the first time in the history of the Games that a leading fashion designer has designed the apparel for a country's team across all Olympic competitions. In 2016, she launched the new pop fragrance and unveiled her first full swimwear collection. Additionally, Stella was invited to be the Adidas Team Great Britain creative director, again for their summer 2016 Olympic Games in Rio.
It's like nothing I've ever worked on before. Basically I'm working with athletes and the first questions that I have for them are, what can I do for you? If you're performing and you feel that you look better, do you think that it enhances your performance, and you get so many different answers to so many different questions. So it's really different, and also the technology is completely different. And there's a lot of rules and regulations. Every discipline has its own set of rules that come with it. I think the main thing that comes out of working on something like this is athletes are human, and like us, they want to look good. And they definitely they also really want to feel part of a team. That was something that really came through clearly. They wanted to feel as one and really represent the nation. So, that was really important. One of the starting points from a design point of view was looking at the Union flag. For me, it's one of the most iconic flags in the world, and I think everyone that lives here is so proud to have that flag. So I wanted to start there, but at the same time, I'm really aware that the reds and the whites and the blues that are used in it in a traditional sense are in other nations' flags, and I think sometimes you can feel confused when you watch the games. You can be like, is that an American or is that a French, or it's quite confusing. So I really wanted to bring the flag in the graphic, but I wanted to dismantle it, and I wanted to make it slightly more delicate. I wanted to make it have more texture to it, and then sort of bring it all together and to really wrap the body in a 360. So I definitely started there, but I didn't want to be obvious about it, and I wanted to really try and make the team look quite understated actually, but still in a very graphic and bold way.
Stella McCartney does not just show pride for her country by designing garments for them, but also by trying to make the United Kingdom more sustainable. Stella designed the first ever vegan Stan Smith in fall 2018. That year, she also launched the Stella McCartney Cares Foundation, a non-profit charity platform supporting sustainability and breast cancer awareness, causes personally close to the designer's heart. After 17 years of partnership, Stella purchased Keurig's stake in her company in 2018. Later that year, she designed Meghan Markle's wedding reception dress and partnered with the United Nations on a sustainable fashion charter. In 2019, Stella McCartney entered into a partnership with LVMH to further develop her brand, while retaining majority ownership. She also served as a special advisor on sustainability to Bernard Arnault and the conglomerate's executive committee. Stella additionally became the first fashion designer to ever appear on the cover of American Vogue in January 2020. Today, Stella McCartney spans women's ready-to-wear, menswear, kids' clothing, accessories, swimwear, lingerie, a performance-wear collaboration with Adidas, fragrances, and more, with 46 freestanding stores across New York City, London, Los Angeles, Paris, Milan, Tokyo, Shanghai, and Beijing. Her collections are now sold in 77 nations through 863 specialty shops and department stores, and shipped to 100 countries via online. As a fan of fashion, I have always greatly admired McCartney's designs, and as a student of fashion, I have always greatly admired her efforts towards sustainability and her actions against animal cruelty. Her work fascinates me, as she was one of the first high fashion designers to use all vegan leather in her collections and strive for little to no waste in her supply chains. Stella McCartney was one of the first designers in the business to embrace a sustainable attitude in her business model, from the production to the final collections. All Stella McCartney stores, offices, and studios in the UK are powered by wind energy, and abroad they use renewable energy to power their stores and offices, not to mention that 45% of their operations are run on 100% renewable green energy. Equally interesting, in Stella McCartney's collections, they use as much organic cotton as possible and continue to do research to find new materials and new ecological processes. Recycling is one of the key points of this company's philosophy. In 2012, 34.3 metric tons of waste was diverted from landfill and recycled or reused. They recycle all textiles that could be used. Moreover, all Stella McCartney locations have recycling systems. And when it comes to getting involved in green projects, Stella McCartney did not hesitate to take part on the Natural Resource Defense Council Clean by Design program, becoming the first company of luxury goods to contribute to such initiatives. What McCartney's work and designs reflect about British culture is that there is this desire to become more sustainable and eco-friendly. McCartney's designs, as beautiful as they are, have become wildly even more successful due to their sustainable nature and pledge for animal-free products. As discussed in our sustainability presentations, London is striving to become more sustainable, and Stella McCartney is helping to further this agenda through her designs and the Stella Cares Foundation. The fact that McCartney has been named to creative director for several London Olympic Games and has received awards and recognition for her service to the United Kingdom shows how influential McCartney is to British culture and how much it has influenced her and her designs. Not only does McCartney's work reflect British culture, but also British modernness. Her designs tie in perfectly together two classically British styles of punk goth and elegance. Although these styles typically contradict one another, Stella has been able to design accessories and garments that incorporate both classic British styles in a unique and timeless way. I have no doubt that McCartney's work will continue to shine in the years to come.